Craig Campbell is a family man. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. 93.9 WLVB. It is 8:20, and of course today is the 18th anniversary, remember, of the 9/11 attacks. The month of September also is Suicide Prevention Month, and Monique Reil is with us this morning. She is the Mobile Crisis Team Manager. It's a lot to remember. For Lajoie County Mental Health Services, who joins me this morning. So you've been with Lajoie County Mental Health for 30 years. Wow.
I have.
Wow. Has your role changed over the 30 years? I mean, when you first started, was it all in the same kind of, as a mobile crisis team manager, or was there such thing back then 30 years ago?
The specific titles and words have changed, but I've basically been doing crisis work for the whole time. And some things have changed. We certainly are getting busier and busier. And I think the focus on suicide has gotten much stronger, which is a very good thing. I think for many years, even though we dealt with it often, there was a stigma in even talking about it. Even for people working in the field, it was hard to talk about and hard to ask the questions. And so we're really working on that now, on trying to just get it out there, not being afraid to ask people directly, are you thinking about suicide, and let us help.
It is awkward to ask that, isn't it?
It's very awkward.
And then, of course, you feel kind of silly if you're wrong, but what if you're right?
Yeah, it's always better to ask, because if you don't ask, you don't know.
Exactly, that's exactly true. And I know we didn't really want to get into any specific numbers, but you were telling me before we started today that the numbers are not going down.
They are not.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate.
It's still a prevalent problem.
Vermont has the highest rate of suicide in New England, and the 18th highest in the country. So we really have a pretty serious problem with suicide in Vermont, and particularly among our young people. That's where the numbers are rising the most.
The young people?
Yes.
Young people, like teenage years?
Teenagers, 20s and 30s. Wow. Yeah, the statistics are really high in those age groups. So we're really trying to focus more on that.
One way you're doing that, well, several ways, but there's a film that's coming up that Lajoie County Mental Health Services is sponsoring, and it's also being shown in other parts of the state. So talk a little bit about the film and when it's going to be shown.
So the film is called The Ripple Effect, and it is the story of Kevin Hines, who is a survivor of a suicide attempt. And actually the 25th of September, which is the date of the movie, is the anniversary, the 20th anniversary of his suicide attempt. He jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge and he survived. And since that attempt, he has made it his mission in life to be a public speaker and to openly talk about suicide and to remind people there is hope. Always there is hope.
Wow. And survived. Wow. So
Yes.
did he, I don't want to give away the whole movie, I haven't seen it, but did he see that kind of as a sign that it wasn't supposed to happen, and that
Yes.
that he was going to continue to be with us and to speak against suicide?
Yes, I think he talks about having had a mental illness and just really struggling, and also that it was hard to talk about. And one of the things he said the day he decided to die by suicide, if just one person asked him if he was okay and if he needed help, he would not do it. And no one asked. So that's part of his mission, is we need to ask each other. And if someone says, no, I'm not thinking about suicide, that's great. But we need to be open and to give people the opportunity to speak up.
Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah, it's a very powerful movie. The recommendation is if younger people are interested in going, it's really not recommended for people under 16 unless they're with a parent. But certainly if parents are willing to bring, teenagers with them, that's fine. We'll be showing the movie in our area at the Tech Center at Lajoie in Hyde Park on September 25th. That's a Wednesday night at 5:30.
Okay.
And there will be a panel of folks from mental health available for questions and answers. The movie is actually showing statewide, so there will also be a showing several places in the Northeast Kingdom, including in Craftsbury. So I know a lot of Craftsbury folks listen to this station. In Craftsbury, it will be held at Sterling College on the Common, same time, 5:30, and in the 1958 room.
Okay, and all the same day, September 25th.
Yes.
Okay,
Yep.
so, and of course, there's no charge to see the film.
No, it is free, and my understanding there will be snacks and food provided.
Okay, and now will each of the locations have a panel discussion?
They will.
They will.
Yes.
Okay, great.
We really want to talk about suicide, and I think particularly for parents of young people or anyone who's connected with young people to, again, promote the idea of don't be afraid to ask the question. And once you ask the question, to know what the resources are and how to get people help.
And through the Lamoille County Mental Health Services itself, through your office, you also have programs and ways in which you try to bring, the topic of suicide up and trying to prevent it as well.
We do. We have a lot of different programs that we're doing, both in-house and also in the community. And a lot of our community partners are also doing their own suicide prevention efforts, which is great. Our local emergency room at Copley now asks every single person who comes in the door if they're having thoughts about suicide. We're also working on getting all our primary care doctors' offices more involved in that. And so there's really a movement community-wide to get people involved and to get people to ask the questions.
Right. Because, like you said, if you don't ask, the person, what was his name?
Kevin Hines.
Like Kevin Hines, he was fortunate that he survived that, but
Yes.
he was saying that if somebody had actually asked him, he might not have gone through it at all.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's something that's an inspiring movie.
Yes.
If you can call an attempted suicide that failed an inspiration, but it certainly showed him the way.
It's very inspiring, and he talks a lot about hope, that there is always hope. He speaks to a lot of different groups. One thing I just want to mention today, because it is September 11th, just a reminder that some of the groups he speaks to are also some of the groups that are at risk. So our folks who are veterans, people who serve in the military, our first responders, they are at higher risk for suicide because of everything they deal with. So that's just another group of people. I just want to say thank you to everyone for your service, and don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help, because there is help here.
Right, and especially, of course, locally through Lamoille County Mental Health Services, and you can go to their website, which is lamoille.org,
Yes.
to find out more. Or is there an emergency number folks can call to through Mental Health Services?
There is. Our office number is 888-5026, which is open Monday through Friday. And after hours, we are dispatched through Copley Hospital. It's an easy number to remember because it's all 8s.
Right.
So 888-8888, 24/7. Our crisis team is on call and available to help.
Okay, and the name of the film once again?
The Ripple Effect.
The Ripple Effect, and again, September 25th at locations up and down the state of Vermont, but at least closest to our listening area at the Green Mountain Technology and Career Center and over at Sterling College in Craftsbury. So,
Yes.
And we will continue to remind people about that over the next, right up to the 25th.
Yes,
So glad to
and
do
if
that.
anyone would like a special ribbon, we are giving away ribbons and little cards at our office, which is on 72 Harold Street. So we have blue, purple, and turquoise ribbons that are in reminders of suicide prevention.
Excellent. Monique Reil from the Mobile Crisis
Team.
Okay, I can't read my own writing here.
It takes a team.
It takes a team, that's for sure. And you've been part of it for 30 years. Congratulations on your
you.
service to Lamoille County Mental Health Service. And thanks for coming in this morning, too.
Thank
Great
you
to
for
see
having us.
Oh, you're welcome.